Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Designer Studio episode. Today we're taking a closer look at Tiger 131, which is a kit in official conjunction with the Tank Museum, which is where Tiger 131 lives when it's not being used for various things like movies and whatnot. Right. So you've seen an iteration of 131 before from Brickmania. This one, however, though, brings a lot of different things to the table. One is the increase in custom printing, custom elements, etc. Two is the fact that this one actually has an Africa Core crew along with it. So we didn't go with the route of just trying to include one of them, which I believe they had last time, and then you had the option to kind of upgrade to the Hollywood add-on pack. This one is actually true to how it would have been in Tunisia when it was captured, correct?
Well, as close as we can.
Exactly.
We
can guess.
We use pictures of the actual, from the actual unit to like a composite of different people to make a crew that would be representative. So, the uniforms, everything, all the gear is typical. It's not actually factually Tiger 131 because we did not, we weren't there, and I don't think there's any pictures of these guys bailing out of the tank when it got, basically it got stuck and they had to evacuate before they got overran. So we did the best we could. It has some kind of unique elements, the side caps and stuff.
Headgear,
yeah. Those are all brand new 3D parts, as is the obvious, the gun here.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So, but yeah, we kind of spared no expense, kind of. I mean, I guess we could have gotten even more overboard, but we just wanted to leave this as this is what bare bones needs to be done to represent this tank, but have all of these standards that you'd expect on a current Brickmania kit.
No, absolutely. It definitely brings a lot of different components together, and you can see them work within one kit. I will say too, so I remember the last 131, kind of a detailed interior. It had a little brick build engine, etc. This one, you decided to kind of forgo that because of the suspension, correct?
Well, we had to. There's literally no way we could do this suspension and at the same time fit the crew inside.
Right.
I should point out that these hatches actually open almost flat. The previous iteration we didn't open flat.
They had them kind of like up at an angle still.
Right. It was just the side of the tank would interfere. But that's what we get to do, and we get to imagine these vehicles. We get to do things that we didn't do, or we did incorrectly, or didn't do as well.
Or just weren't possible, depending on the situation. Yeah.
So you can also there's hatches up on the turret here.
There's two of them.
Yeah, you got one for the commander here, and then you got one for the. Actually, he's got to have the legs down. Get him in there, so you can have the commander. This is not the commander, by the way. And you can have. Believe that's the gunner's hatch.
Okay.
So, or that's the loader, I think. Gunner, I think, sits in front of the commander.
Sure. So, which would make sense.
So these you do have opening hatches, 4 opening hatches. I did not have the engine compartment open on this one because there's simply no engine in there. If you want to rip the top off and look inside, hey, be my guest. But
you're just looking at the internal components at that point. So, well, and then another thing too, and you kind of have to go angle it up on this one, but just the increase in printing, just some of the I'll call them minor details, even though they're not minor details. They're just stuff that in the past we haven't had the ability to print or whatever on there. This one really is fully loaded from the backside, and then if you look at the front here too, with the viewport and everything else, I mean, there's a lot of nice details on here that really kind of bring it to life, so to speak.
Right.
Not to mention all those road wheels.
Yeah, the road wheels are printed. We have a 3D printed drive sprocket as well in the front, on both sides, not just that side. And then the gun is a multi-part gun. If you wanted to pose it like it was you could have pull the barrel.
Like it was mid-fire? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. And then obviously the smoke detectors too. That was kind of a nice little addition on there. Talk about
canisters,
right?
Ejectors.
Well, and talk about something that from a brick build perspective, you really can't capture that in the appropriate scale. Using pretty much any Lego element.
In the past, I think we've stuck binoculars.
Right, exactly.
But we thought, well, if we're going to go 3D printing route, we might as well do those. And that's the first time we've done the smoke grenade projectors in a 3D print. I suspect we'll do more small little things like that in the future. Definitely. So one of the exceptions the reason we did so many 3D prints for this particular case, because we are going to be making this a long time in the future. If you've been following Brickmania for a while, Tiger tanks have been something we've been making almost since the beginning. And this is no exception. We're going to keep this thing around for a while, particularly because it's a benefit for the Tank Museum.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are going to keep this going as long as there's demand. But we should keep pay attention. We do say something's going to sell out. We're going to it's it. No more batches.
Well, and from a production cycle too, when you incorporate custom elements, the printing on the kit itself, the actual bricks, and then the crew as well, we are going to keep it in production. That doesn't necessarily mean that once it sells out, it's going to be back available right away again. So if it does return to the website at any point, know that once that batch is gone, it's probably going to be a while before you see it make its return again, because obviously there's other things to restock, and then just these type of kits in particular have a lot of departments involved in getting them ready to go.
Right, and then everything has to be lined up. We are a small business, and we do stuff as best we can, but scaling up is just not something that's going to be possible. For a lot of different reasons. The amount of people, material, equipment involved, it goes up exponentially. So we are going to be doing pretty much rapid fire releases. This is something we want to do for a little bit to come. So like at least through the rest of this year, you'll be able to get this Tiger 131 model, but it'll be on and off. So if you want it and you see it, get it. Otherwise, you might be waiting 3 to 6 months for the next batch.
Yeah, it'll be a while, and then you never know what comes around the corner too. There's always things that take priority and decide that we make a left turn here and there or whatnot. So yeah, go ahead and take advantage. And then obviously, if you've already picked up the Fury kit, which we did the designer studio for that not too terribly long ago, they'll look fantastic next to each other, even if you are slightly inaccurate in your Northern European, if you're setting up the movie scene, so to speak.
We do have
that's part of the deal.
Yeah, we do have other German vehicles. They are available. That is a thing.
So. Can make it historically accurate or cinematically accurate, whichever you choose.
Yep.
So there you have it, the new and updated 131. Anything else you want to talk about with this build here, Dan?
Just should point out that does have working suspension. There's only a limited distance those swing arms can go before the wheels actually hit the bottom.
You can really feel it though when you're rolling it around.
Oh
which
yeah,
is nice.
roll it
It's
over
got
your
that
fingers.
cushion to it. Yeah,
this one rolls
which
really
is
nice.
awesome.
Rolls nicely. So very smooth action on this one. All these are printed. It's pretty wild. Pretty cool. This is sort of the pinnacle of what we can do. I mean, we could get a little even more crazy, but for 5 guys and a Tiger tank, this is good.
No, I definitely think this is the pinnacle of 131 so far. Excited to keep this build around for a while, and then obviously see where it goes into the future, what other Tigers or Tiger variants it might eventually lead to. So, well, thanks for joining me, Dan. Thank you guys for watching the Designer Studio episode here for Tiger 131. We'll check in next time.